Yeah, it's a great opportunity for us as a club. Because of the league we're playing in. Our priority was also always the league and trying to gain promotion, but then the Nedbank just presents us a unique opportunity, to market the club, to market our players, and to also grow the brand of Summerfield Dynamos. And we won against Utongati in the last 32. So yeah, I think as it stands, we've probably overachieved. There were no talks at the club about going all the way, quarters, semis, none of that, because we were focusing on the league. But, fortunately for us, the league is now done and dusted. We've qualified for the national playoffs, so we can put all our focus and energies into the Nedbank Cup, and that's a great position to be in. So yeah, we're looking forward to the game. It's against a Black Eagles team that, I saw some of the highlights in their previous win. I've also got some people out to go and watch them play a few league games. So I've got a bit of information about them. But, honestly, they are a bit of a closed book to us, and it's going to be a difficult game. Two teams from the same league. I don't think there's going to be bucket loads of goals, but we are playing at home, and we do want to try and impose ourselves on our opponents, and hopefully be strong enough to get through to the next round. Like I said, it's a great platform for some of our players to showcase what they can do.
Thank you, Coach. Let's now take questions from the floor. I'll start with Rob Delport in Cape Town.
Thanks, Fatu. Hi, Coach. Rob Delport, Jiski Times in Cape Town. And,
hey, Rob, how are you?
Very, very well. And congratulations on winning in the KZN.
Thanks.
Does this game actually add a little bit of incentive there? Because Black Eagles are doing well. I think they're top of their stream, so they could also make the playoffs. So you get to have a look at them as well and judge and keep you guys active.
Exactly, and I think it is definitely twofold. On one part, we get a look at a team that's probably is going to be at the playoffs, so it could be a future opponent of ours very, very soon at the national playoffs. And at the same time, going further in the cup, a few more weeks of activity, and it just keeps you. It keeps you on top of things in terms of having the boys match ready when we get to the national playoffs. So it's a win-win for us in terms of seeing our future opponents and also keeping the boys active, definitely.
Thank you, Coach. Let's move on to Thokozisi.
Thank you, Fatu. Good to see you, Coach. How are you?
I'm well, thanks, Thokozisi. Sure.
Good. I've got two questions for you, Coach. The first one is, you took a step that most people will look at as a step backwards after having succeeded in the top flight. I just want to know what motivated Clinton Larsen to do that. That's question number one. The second question is, you've done really well in the league that you are playing in. You done and dusted with the playoffs, one of the first teams to do that, and you're doing well in the Nedbank Cup. That is sort of an advert to people to maybe remember that, hey, there's Clinton Larsen there. If somebody comes knocking at Clinton Larsen's door right now, what would you say? Thank you.
Well, firstly, when I joined this team in June of last year, I had other opportunities, especially in NFD. I had 5 or 6 opportunities. Clubs had spoken to me. But after sitting down with the chairman of the club and listening to his vision, and let's also remember that this club, Summerfield Dynamos, is based in Chatsworth. I spent from my 12 years of playing in the PSL, 10 of those years I played for Manning Rangers in the PSL. So, in terms of sentiment, there's a strong bond between myself and the community here. And that's something that drew me to the club. You know, I know there's a lot of supporters out there that are yearning to have a Chatsworth team to call their own, like they did back in the day with Manning Rangers. And you know, and that vision of the chairman as well is something that, you know, he said to me in the next 5 or 6 years, he'd like to see this team in the PSL. And, you know, I said to him, why not? Let's give it a shot and let's see where this journey takes us. And so far, we've been very, very happy with the direction the club is moving in. You know, this club is very, very well structured, very well run. I've said it before in some of my previous interviews that it's even better run than some of the PSL and NFD teams I've been at in the past. You know, such is the attention to detail in terms of the way the club is run and structured. So I'm very happy where I am. I don't want to talk about future offers from anybody because at present, I couldn't be more happy where I am.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to Nick's side.
Hi, Coach. Good to chat again. A little bit similar to the last question, I guess, but what are some of the differences from coaching at the elite level, the Premier League level, compared to where you're coaching now? And are the pressures kind of the same? I mean, in both divisions, you have to win matches.
Exactly, Nick. The pressures are the same everywhere. You know, when I joined this team and recruited a few players that I'd worked with before, the pressure was always there for us to deliver. So, you know, regardless of where you're coaching, what level you're coaching, there's always going to be that pressure to win football matches. So that doesn't change. And yeah, in terms of our club, you know, it's a small team, but at the same time, it's a team that is, you know, setting an example to a lot of other teams in the ABC Motsepe League on how to run your club in order to get success. And I'm very pleased with the management of this club because, like I said, from day one, they've been doing things the right way. You know, in terms, it's just the little things, Nick, as you've heard probably before, of a lot of the problems at this level. It's just payments, paying players on time, having a training field to train on, you know, traveling the right way, traveling in time, you know. These are the things that our club has taken very seriously, and we've reaped the rewards thereof. So in terms of organization, I'm very, very happy with what the club's done for me.
Thank you. Let's move on to Robin Duke.
Coach, you have an experience at this level of the Nedbank Cup. Remember, you took cheaper, I think in a few years ago, to the Summerfield, and they lost to Kaizer Chiefs in 2019, and also Arrows, who they lost to Pirates. How much that experience will help you, you know, in terms of guiding these guys through this competition?
Yeah, I think I've got 10 years of Nedbank Cup experience, so with different clubs, you know, so it does help. But at the end of the day, it's about the club. It's not about me. It's about the players. A lot of our players haven't played at this level before. A lot of our players have never played in up until the Utongati match, had not played in a competitive Nedbank game before. So, you know, it's all about them. I've been there, I've done it. And now it's about the club, and it's about our players. Like I keep saying, it's an opportunity, a huge opportunity and platform for them to showcase what they can do. You know, I've said it in the first month I was at the club. There's some boys playing at this level that shouldn't be at this level. And I've compared a lot of them with a lot of players I've coached in the past at various clubs. And there's a few players here that definitely should be playing in the NFD or even the PSL. So, you know, there's another game. I know some of them excel in the game against Utongati, but once again on Sunday, some of them have a chance to once again show the country exactly what they can do.
Thank you, Coach. Nick, is that a new hand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
Coach, just a bit of a boring question, but do you have any team news for us?
Yeah, it's not good news. One of our key players, Diolan Makoa, he suffered a bruised rib. So, you know, it's going to be touch and go. He's doing a little bit of light training, but he's going to be touch and go for Sunday. We're hoping to have him ready because he really did play very well when we played Utongati. Yeah, but yeah, in terms of the playing staff, we've got everybody raring to go except for Diolan. No real injury problems. So yeah, we're very happy with the way the preparations have gone, and the players are just bubbling over, waiting to get on the pitch.
Robin Juk, you wanna have a second bite?
Yeah, just a different one from me, Coach. You brought Mango in South Africa. You coached him at Celtics and Arrows. Is he a difficult customer to deal with, Coach? Because we see he's not playing at Orlando Pirates. What do you think he needs? I mean, as an advice to him, that the experience that we have with him at that time, during those times, because it looked like he's not. I mean, his headspace is somewhere else, and some coaches are saying he's a very difficult customer to deal with during the midweek. What do you think that any coach can do, you know, just to help him get back to the swing of things?
Listen, Rob, it's difficult for me to comment on this one because I don't know the dynamics of Orlando Pirates. I don't know the relationship.
Coach, we seem to have lost you there.
When I coached him, I think everybody knew. The club knew, his teammates knew, and I definitely knew that we had a great relationship. You know, I'm the one who signed him in the PSL, and he done exceptionally well for me. So, you know, that we had a very, very open relationship. And I'm not sure what kind of relationship he's got with these coaches at Orlando Pirates. So I cannot comment on that, but I just know that
Coach, we missed the last part of your answer.
yeah, sorry, I said, yeah, I can't comment because when I coached him, when he first came into the country, and then again at Golden Arrows, I coached him at Celtics as well as Arrows. I never ever had a problem with him, with his attitude, with his conduct, with his discipline, you know. So it really, it saddens me to hear some of the stories, honestly, and it surprises me. But I cannot comment about his relationship with his coaches because I don't know what it's like.
Thank you very much, Coach. Let's move on back to Rob in Cape Town.
Thanks, Fatu. Coach, just one more from me. Just you kind of touched on it, but this last year, what has it actually meant for you personally? Just to be back in Chatsworth, to also be fighting at the right end of a table. You took over a few teams and tried to do a few miracles in your last few jobs. It must be quite just a nice experience to have all of this happen just in this past year.
Yeah, Rob, especially after the last two teams I've been at, you know, and that's why I vowed never to take another job with a team sitting at the bottom of the table. You know, there's so much damage control to do, and so many problems teams that are at the bottom have that, you know, sometimes you do need miracles to turn things around. But nevertheless, it's great to be on the top end of the table. You know, it hasn't been easier because there are some good teams at this level. I think so many of the teams also have ex-PSL players, NFD players in their squads. You know, I've just done a bit of research in some of the teams, BCM in Eastern Cape, you know, Celtics, Colts that are top of theirs in the Free State, just to name a few. And they all loaded with ex-PSL players. So, you know, the level of the league is improving. But for me, it's just great to be competing for titles. Like I said, it's a project that I believed in from day one. And it's a project that I'm fully committed to. And I hope that, me coming to Summerfield Dynamos is just the beginning of big things.
Okay, it seems like we don't have any further questions, so we're gonna have to end it here. Coach, thank you very much for your time and all the best for the weekend.
Pleasure, and thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.